Borealis was actually the last song that we wrote. It was the first song released though, and even though we knew it was going to be an intro, we just kind of kept putting it off until the very end.
We actually didn't have, all we had was instruments kind of down. And then we went in with a lyric idea, but nothing stayed. We were literally in the booth writing it as we were recording it. Like we were sitting in there, Bryce would be like, all right, what about this? And you'd write onto it and then be like, all right, whatever, try it. Well, originally the beginning of the song was supposed to be me singing with that little techno intro going, but what happened? It just kind of...
The producer just didn't like it. He was like, nah, he's like, I have something else in mind. So by the time I got into the vocal booth, he was like, all right, I want you to scream at the very, very beginning. So then again, we had to find out what I was going to say, so we had to try and...
write more
We
lyrics.
like read over the song and tried to see what would fit, so that's how the lyrics, like, there's nothing left here. Like it fit the song so well.
It just kind of talks about, I mean, I wrote, I'd say most of it, and he wrote, I guess like a quarter of it. Maybe
I wrote most of my lines.
Yeah, and the song was more about, I was just tired of being stuck in the small town. Like we've been a band for almost 2 years, and it was just like, I'm tired of being here, let's get out, let's tour, let's move around, let's play in front of these kids, let's spread our music.
Let's just chase our dream, like get out of here, like just expand really.
Forgive me, Father, for I am sad. Get out of affection, the goodness of me. I'm so
Well, musically, when we wrote Elysium, we wanted something. What is funny?
I just thought of Caleb's face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's got the bunny face with the mustache. It's just kind of funny. It's gonna be okay.
You good now? Well, musically, when we wrote Elysium, we wanted something really powerful in your face. And the first thing that came to my mind when I thought powerful was sin, because everybody sins. And that's just where the first idea, the first lyric I wrote was actually, forgive me, Father, for I have
The
sinned.
beginning that I scream and everything is kind of just like, it's kind of saying like to God and to just like everybody that, you know, I sin and I have to accept that, but I'm going to use my problems and everything that I've done, everything I've gone through, all my sin, and use that to help other people. Help other people get through either the same thing or just get through whatever they're going through. Just to have God use me to help other people.
I think musically, it was probably our most diverse song.
It's got the best. It's got the best, I guess, storyline to it. I guess you could say.
A mix of everything. There's just heavy chugging to melodic rhythms to like singing, screaming. It's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's how we wanted it. We wanted a very powerful, driving story that just expanded the mind and let you really think, like, what does this mean? Why did they write it? And, we know, like, we don't label ourselves as a Christian band, but we have a lot of Christian influence in our music, and this song really shows that, and really shows like how we really want to help everybody, because we wrote it to basically say, hey, we all sin, but we're here to help you, and we're trying to use our music to help you.
I would say this one in the studio was probably, I mean, it was solid when we were in the studio, because it was the first song that we ever wrote in drop beat. And we just wanted it to like, we wanted it to be just like heavy, punchy in the face, but then we also wanted to keep our like he said, like the melodic feel. Like. Alright, On Your Own is our softest song. When we were writing the album, we just kind of wanted one to just be like real soft and practically all singing, and then just, you know, just to get those softies out there. It took forever in the studio. Not instrument-wise, but Josh took like an hour and a half to do the vocals. He spent like 10 minutes on one word.
Yeah.
Like one word. Floor. 10 minutes.
Floor.
And I'm just sitting here like waiting like...
Me and Caleb were first writing, like ever started writing guitar, music, anything. The first song I brought to him was this song I wrote called 73, and we actually played it for like our high school talent show. We were like, oh, that song's awesome. And it was a really good song, and it came out of a relationship I went through that didn't work out, and I pretty much stole all the lyrics, or not all, like part of the lyrics and most of the guitar from that song and put it into On Your Own, because like, you can really tell, like the very first lines of On Your Own is, I've sang this song one time before, and when I first brought the song to these guys, I was like, hey, this is Set Me Free Part 2, that's what we're naming it in the studio. And of course everyone was like, well, we never recorded Set Me Free Part 1, so we can't really call it Set Me Free Part 2. So we eventually changed it to On Your Own. The song really, it's about, well, obviously about a girl, like flat out. I can't lie about that, it's about a girl. Everyone hates that, but it's true. And it's about the hating that person for what they did to you, but at the same time you can't help but love them, but there's just so much pain and emotion inside that you're feeling. You want to hate them, but you can't because you're still in love with them and you just don't want to get over it. And it's a really powerful song for me. Like every time we play it, it's...
Oh, yeah. Live performance is the best song. It's my favorite because I actually get to play bass. I get to do some nice little flips and all that jazz. And Josh gets to be a front man for like 35 seconds.
Which is awesome.
Just like the moment of his life.
That's the best 35 seconds of my life.
He literally runs back and forth on the stage.
Everywhere.
Side to side, back and forth.
Everywhere.
Singing the whole time.
Just running into them. Just going crazy. It was awesome.
I'm with Rico. One of his shirts.
I'm putting that in.
No, you gotta get He's Retarded.
He's retarded.
Well, Temptation was the first song we actually recorded in the studio. I just remember one day Caleb came up to me, he's like, dude, I got this catchy chorus, like, you need to ride along with it. And it came out really good. It's really fun to play. Probably one of my favorite songs to play live just because how groovy it is. But it started off a lot different. It was a lot slower. And we picked it up. I remember telling Bryce, I was like, you're singing this. I was like, you're singing this whole song, period. Like, originally I was supposed to sing a little bit.
We wrote that chorus, like, it took at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, to get, like, the lyrics 100% the way we wanted it, and then, like, the melody of it, which eventually, like, when we got in the studio, changed. Like, so much. This song changed, like, at least vocal, like, structure-wise, not the lyrics or anything, but, like, how I sang it and who sang it, like, all that stuff was changed so much in this song.
Weird because it's a happy sounding song,
but it's so
a
like
dark song.
It's such a dark song. It's just kind of like it's written as in like just like a personal struggle that you're having. Just like you feel like no matter who you go to, what you try and do, anything, it's not going to help. Like you're just like stuck and you just can't get out of what you're going through, and just this struggle, and you just feel practically helpless.
But I had most of the lyrics written way beforehand. Like when me and Caleb first started writing, like 4 years ago. Like I wrote them out. I remember I was in English class actually writing them. I was going through a dark time. And I just started writing. Like you can tell, like there's some crazy deep stuff in it. Like I talk about suicide. I talk about just feeling trapped. Like I felt trapped at the time, and it was pretty crazy. It's so weird to think about how happy the song would sound if it had happier lyrics, but the lyrics are just so incredibly dark, like so just deep and depressing. The Diamond.
The Dawning's probably our.
You said it,
I still say it weird. The Dawning's probably our most energetic song on stage. We always have the most fun with this. Yeah, we pretty much go crazy on stage the whole time.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen us live, you definitely should.
When we got the song back, that I had messed up some of the lyrics that were actually in the song.
I said it in the studio. Like when I was in the booth, I was like, because I listened to what you sang, and I was like, Josh, you sang these wrong. You're like, yeah, I just realized that. Like, so then I had to scream them wrong. I mean, they still made sense and still got the same point across, but like they were totally
they were
different.
still wrong.
It wasn't even
in,
like similar to the line that we had.
I went in with the right ones and came out with totally wrong. I don't know how I did it. I must have just been.
I think you just like
I was probably just
you're like,
nervous.
oh, I got this.
Like,
No problem.
the song, the meaning behind the whole thing was like, when we first came into the scene, I guess we kind of hated on it. Really, the song's just kind of about like, there's gonna be doubters, there's gonna be haters, there's gonna be people that put you down. But like our lyrics say, turn our doubts, because they make you doubt yourself. Turn those into dreams and turn it into something you want to be and prove them all wrong to the scene. And we just knocked it out. Like we played on Warped Tour, we were playing shows left and right, we're touring. Like it's amazing because like I would have never thought that 2 years from now I'd be where we're at today. And the song's really just like our way of saying like, just look at us now, like the last lyrics, like look where we're at, and we're not stopping, we're gonna keep going. So,
try as hard as possible to continue what we're doing, to make our dreams come true. Alright, the way we wrote this song, I kind of wrote the beginning lyrics, like the intro, and actually everything that I scream after the singing, okay, not everything, but the whole like middle section that I scream was actually written all of it was written by Jacob. So we gotta give
it was actually pretty crazy because I remember him coming up and he's like, "Oh my god, I wrote lyrics! Oh my god!" And we were like, "Okay."
We're like, not to be mean, but we were like, "Oh boy."
Because they don't really, like me and Bryce mainly write all the lyrics, so we were kind of like, all right, let's give them a shot. We looked at it and we were like, all right, this is awesome.
They're really good.
It actually went along with the Dawning that we were writing at the time. The Dawning, which we were writing at the time. We were like, let's use this, put it in it.
Swallow to pride.